So it has been a while since I made a video on this channel, and I just really wanted to make this video and get a few things off my chest about things, and just let everybody know what's going on with the channel, because I probably haven't been doing the usual amount of content. If you've noticed, usually I'd stream all week pretty much, and then I'd have videos out on the weekend. And honestly, I'm here to say sorry to everybody as well about that. It's just a big apology video, I guess. The main thing I want to apologize for, really, and I beat myself up about this a lot, and that is kind of not really like neglecting my horror fans on this channel at the start of this year, but mainly just it's the biggest regret I ever had, honestly, is like going over to doing Marvel Rivals content. I saw a massive surge in popularity on my videos on doing videos for that game. I got, up to nearly 200,000 views per video on a lot of build guides and stuff like that. And it was just such a weird space to be in. I'm not even part of that partner program anymore. That's all gone now. So I used to get early access to a lot of stuff. And you think, early access to Marvel Rivals, big game, getting videos out like that. And, that's going to get a lot of fresh eyes on the channel. That's going to, be pushed out with the algorithm. That's going to be popular content. And it just didn't work out. It really didn't. And, it was very weird to see that kind of surge on my channel of like, holy hell, like, oh, is this finally it? This is the game that's going to blow me up. And then it just like went from, like I said, nearly 200,000 views a video to like barely 200 sometimes. And, that kind of put me in a really bad way. I've talked about this before, but it did put me in a really bad way to like continue and wanting to do content, because I felt like I was doing the same thing all the time. I was being consistent with that game. I had to keep taking time off to do videos. So I had to take time off from streaming to do videos, because although that game was very popular for my channel in some degree, it was just something just didn't sit right with me here. You know what I mean? Like every time I was doing content for it, I was like the scheduling didn't make sense, with the updates. Like the way the partner stuff would work would basically, they'd upload stuff for us to use to like a drive, and I'd have to sit here all day, which means I'd have to cancel my streams. I'd have to sit here pretty much all week waiting for them to upload the videos, to get a video edited, for make sure like for when the news goes live, I've got a video ready to instantly go live as well. So it was a lot of sitting around waiting. It totally conflicted with my normal schedule of things, and it just didn't sit right with me. And it's a shame, because it was a fun game. That game has its own problems, of course. You've got like loads of shit going on. Still no roll queue, 3 healer bullshit. I haven't played it in such a long time that I just don't care about it, really. I keep an eye on it. There's like Marvel Zombies going on it right now, I think, and I still just haven't even touched it. I just have like no desire, really. And I might just be bitter, with that game and with YouTube right now, of how that acted. How things played out. It just made me really bitter, to be honest. And it's put me in a sour mood for it's YouTube's one thing, but like personal life stuff that's been going on as well. Like the last 4 days, all I've done is move stuff into my parents' house from their old house into their new one. So we did like 3 big van trips. We did loads of car trips, carrying stuff, setting stuff up. Like I haven't stopped the last 4 days. That's why I just didn't stream today. I was like, I really need to just get some energy back. But yeah, I mean, it's been great coming back to horror stuff now. It really has. Despite it only really being Dead by Daylight, we have games like the Outlast Trials getting updates. I've been having a lot of fun streaming that. I've had a lot of fun playing Killing Floor 3 as well. I'll keep an eye out for other horror games getting updates as well. But it's in a difficult spot for me right now, this channel, because I want to do content, but I don't necessarily have massive passion behind Dead by Daylight, and Dead by Daylight's already saturated with a bunch of content creators out there. and it can be very hard to stand out in that kind of game. So, you know, I'm not going to say I'm going to sit here and coast till Halloween. You know, I do have some ideas that I want to start next year, early next year. You know, as soon as that new year hits, I'm just going to start again and, you know, be refresh myself. So, you know, for the rest of this year, you know, I'm just going to try and stick to my usual schedule as much as I can. And, you know, just kind of chill and relax and just not really try and worry about metrics and subscriber counts and view counts, because for the rest of the stuff that's happened this year, like I said, we had helped my parents move, and it's just a ton of stuff happened before that, which I made in a previous video that everybody probably knows about. You know, just family members passing away and, you know, stuff like that. But this has been an absolutely shit year for me mentally, and, you know, just to kind of start the year off so well with Marvel Rivals and everything just took a fucking nosedive is what really like pissed me off and just made me so bitter of a person, where I'm just like, you know, I just don't have the energy to do stuff most of the time. You know, I'll probably sit here being depressed, if you want to call it that. Don't even really want to get out of bed most of the time as well. But, you know, that was just kind of leading up to the last, like, few weeks, really. From the last few weeks on, like, to this day, it's been a lot better. It definitely has. Like I said, been streaming Outlast Trials, doing some Dead by Daylight updates and things like that. Just enjoying that. But yeah, if it feels like I've been really distant to a lot of people in the Discord, or, you know, just on my channel in general, like, this is the reason why. So yeah, my biggest regret, honestly, was just leaving the horror space. To me, it felt like it just killed my channel completely. There's my dog sneezing. It just felt like it killed my channel completely, to where when I went back to horror stuff, it feels like my horror content's just getting pushed to people who subscribe to me for Marvel Rivals, if that makes sense. My algorithm's just completely all over the place. So yeah, it's a frustrating thing, really, but I'm just trying not to care about it. So I do apologize. Like I said, I'm very sorry that I'm just not with it right now. I just don't have the emotional connection to YouTube at the moment, because I just don't have time for it in my brain, because it's just pissed me off too much this year, to the point where I just don't care. And so I'm not saying I don't care about you guys. I love hanging with you guys. I love streaming and playing games with everybody here. It's just that the platform itself has just really taken its toll on me this year. And I might sound like a whiny bitch, but, you know, this is how I make a living. And, you know, when this isn't going well, I'm not doing well personally, to be honest. Like, that's how it kind of goes hand in hand, you know. But if my channel does do well, and then I'm feeling great all the time, you know, that's the kind of thing that happens. And I'm just trying not to be as frustrated or anything. So I'm trying to better myself, okay? And I'm trying to better prepare myself for next year. You know, I'm gonna, you know, even games that people probably wouldn't even expect to see on this channel, even though, you know, there's games like World War Z I've always wanted to do a lot of content for. You know, I'm probably going to start going hard on that next year a little bit. I know it's an old game, but realistically, what can I do here? There's some single player games. I know a lot of people want to see me play single player games. They never do well video wise, streaming wise. They do okay. And that's just the thing with single player games. You know, I'd love to sit and play them a lot more than what I do. But in the current state of my channel and trying to, you know, just kind of build a foundation again, you know, if that makes sense, you know, just trying to put the horror foundation back down and just, you know, stay around that space. It's just taking time, you know. You know, I was doing a lot of research. It takes like 6 months to like correct your algorithm to what kind of content that you're producing on your channel. So for anybody watching this video, if you do content, don't leave the space that you're in, you know, that kind of specific niche. I've tried it. It's worked sometimes with kind of not as popular looter shooters like First Descendant and Suicide Squad did pretty well on this channel. That's just because not really many other people were covering it. But my horror content's always been here. And I've decided that I'm just not going to move away from it. You know, I said I've been having a ton of fun with Outlast Trials. It's not really a game that I enjoy, Outlast. You know, like the single player, like back in weeks or years ago, I never really used to enjoy games like Outlast, but now I sit and play it. and have a ton of fun doing it. You know, it is a really fun time playing that game, and I'll probably do a review video, you know, something a bit more positive and a bit more vibrant than this video, but I just felt like this was needed to be made, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. I appreciate you all sticking by me, despite me being a moody piece of shit right now. But I do feel like I'm getting better, and I'm getting in a better mood to actually, you know, start fresh at the new year and start pushing out a lot more horror content and use videos, guides, and all that stuff. Like I said, I've had all the passion and energy sucked out of me to really do any of that kind of content for most games now, just because of YouTube. But, you know, I'm hoping things will pick up shortly, and we'll get things back to the way it was. But appreciate you all watching this video. Thank you so much for your support, of course. Leave me a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on anything that I talked about. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I don't know what I'm going to be using, probably Killing Floor 3, because I think that's all I've really got recorded. But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, hit the like button. I will see you guys tomorrow for a live stream. We'll be playing some possibly Killing Floor 3 for the new update. I want to check that out, so I haven't had time to check that out yet. So we've got a little bit of plans going this week and stuff to look forward to. But thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Pixels, my awesome views. I'll catch you guys in the next one.